Hey everybody, it's the Eskimos and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers for the second week in a row. It'll be a 6 o'clock kickoff, 4:30 for the pregame show on 6:30 CHED Friday night from the brand new stadium in Winnipeg. Second time these two teams have played in 2 weeks, Dave. Obviously there's going to be some pretty key adjustments to make.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, sometimes this is a harder game for the winning team because they feel that, you know, they're a little fat and happy, and they feel that, you know, maybe they don't need to make the adjustments like the losing team does, who usually that's the advantage to them because they're the team that's mad. And they're the team that's going back and looking at film and trying to get better. So Winnipeg definitely has to be better when you compare the two clubs, because the Eskimos played a pretty sound game all across the board for the most part. So it'll be interesting to see what wrinkles we see in game number 2. One thing you know, that stadium is going to be raucous, it's going to be loud, it's going to be a hostile atmosphere. And if the Eskimos want to have some success in there and take the crowd out of it, the best way to do that, score early. That shuts up a crowd usually.
Starting at quarterback, of course, for the Eskimos will be Mike Riley. What a week he had last week at home against the Blue Bombers. Ran for over 100 yards, threw 3 touchdown passes, and was also named the CFL Offensive Player of the Week.
If anyone's questioning whether he's the real deal, why are you questioning that, first of all? People who know football know that he's not the reason why the Eskimos are 2-9. Had a bit of a rough start. First 4 games were a little iffy, but he played 2 of those games. People forget in a monsoon type rain, but he has come as advertised. He's definitely someone that is not afraid to make plays downfield. His running ability right now is the best on the team. He's basically their run game at the moment. Mike Riley is a leader. He wills this team to win, and you know, we saw it again on last Saturday. And you know, he's just leader personified. He's got a great skill.
Both these teams going into the game are 2-9. They're in last place in their divisions, but whoever wins this game is crawling into the playoff spot.
Yeah, absolutely. The playoff picture comes back into focus, and you know, for the Eskimos, I think it's really imperative they win all 3 of the games coming up against the Eastern Division. It's going to be tough because obviously it's going to be a hostile environment on Friday. They play Toronto, that's played very well. Don't know if Ricky Ray is going to be back or Chad Kacker's going to be back, but they're at home for that game. Then they're home against the Montreal Alouettes, and then you play the Big 4 to end the season. You got 2 against Saskatchewan, you got 1 against Calgary, you got 1 against the BC Lions. So for me, if the Eskimos want to make the playoffs, they can't lose any of these games coming up in the next 3. You hope to go at the worst 5-2, but maybe we're looking at 6-1. Still a tall task, but you win Friday, you're in the conversation again.
For all that, it is Friday, and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers from Winnipeg, 4:30 for the pregame show, 6 o'clock for the kickoff on 6:30 CHED.